Hello and welcome to the season opener of the BRCC F1000 Championship here at Brands Hatch. These superbike powered single seaters are some of the fastest racing in the country, and one man who knows a lot about it is Paul Butcher. Paul, you've been around here for 15 years, you've never actually won a championship, came second twice. What can we expect to see this season?
Well, I'm going to hope to try and go one better. Having come second twice, winning the championship is definitely unfinished business, but I mean, whatever else, this series always gives really good racing. I mean, it's very, very close. Driving standards are very high. I mean, we put on a really good show most seasons.
Yeah, it's very fast as well.
Very fast. I mean, we hold the outright lap record at a couple of circuits, and we're there or thereabouts on just about all the other ones.
Yeah, and the quicker you go in these, the grippier it gets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about getting heat in the tyres. I mean, we had this morning, the qualifying was really damp, and the trick was who could get the most heat in the tyres for qualifying.
So the qualifying isn't really going to resemble what's going to happen in this race because it's dry and it's perfect conditions.
Yeah, well, certainly it'll be easier, but I mean, Mike's on pole, and he's one of the guys you would expect to be there or thereabouts. So yeah, we'll see what we can do from second row on the grid.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And with that, I'll hand you to our commentator, Andy McEwen.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Yes, here we go, ready for a new season of F1000 racing. Here's how they line up for round one. Michael Watton, as was alluded to there, is on pole position alongside Dan Clues. Paul Butcher and Alok Iyengar are on row two, ahead of Elliot Mitchell, Adam Walker, Dax Ward and Peter Lagg. Then it's Robert Bailey, Christopher Hill and David Wheel at the tail end of the field. So we are about ready to go racing. On board here with Dan Clues as the red lights go on. They go out now, and the Speed Group F1000 Championship of 2018 is underway. Dan does make a good start as he heads up towards Paddock Hill Bend. He's up alongside Michael Watton, the pole sitter, but Michael has that inside line. Just about hangs on. Up the hill we go towards Druids for the first time. Paul Butcher slots into third. Here comes Clues though, again around the outside of Watton. This could work if he could hang around the outside to get the inside for Graham Hill Bend. Don't think he did. This is the scrapping going on further back. The blue car ahead with a bit of smoke trailing from behind it is Alok Iyengar. The green car in front of us is Elliot Mitchell, and we are on board with Adam Walker in the car number 14. So the train driver from Leeds we are on board with here as he head down the Cooper Straight and into the quick left-hander at Surtees. But already we have this slight breakaway at the front of the field. Three cars starting to make their escape, unsurprisingly perhaps being led by the reigning champion Michael Watton. There he is, he streaks across the start-finish line. Clues in second, Butcher there in third position in the number 42 car. Paul Butcher on the grid, so I guess that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. In answer to my question earlier on though, when I was wondering whether Paul Butcher would be able to pull away from Dan Clues, the answer appears to be no. I know that traffic has come into play slightly, but so far Clues has been able to hang on to him. Michael Watton has had a fairly lonely race thus far. He comes across the start-finish line once again, but he's pulled out now this very, very handsome lead that is somewhere in the region of 5.5 seconds already. And you can see in the background, well, there is no one to see in the background as he turns into Druids in beautiful isolation here. Michael, who started his racing career with arrive and drive karting, which is something you can still do these days. If you fancy getting yourself into a go-kart, head down to your local karting circuit, either indoor or outdoor. The vast majority of them do arrive and drives, and you can put yourself into one of those things and see what you've got. Well, that's what Michael started doing back in 1997 when he first sat in a go-kart, went on into competing junior go-karting in the early noughties, making the switch to car racing in 2011 when he started racing Formula 1000, F1000 cars. Down through Paddock Hill Bend he goes. And he has really had a very, very calm race so far after the brief challenge that Dan Clues offered on the first lap. Really, since then, Michael hasn't been able to touch him. There is David Wheel again, the Mark IV car running within the Invitational class. This is his debut in F1000 racing. David, there is Michael Watton, so he's about to put him a lap down. Another car there getting out of the way as well. One of the white machines, either Chris Hill or potentially that was Rob Bailey. But on to the final lap goes Michael Watton. He does manage to put David Wheel a lap down. And Michael heads up towards Druids Corner for the final time, and it's going to be the perfect start to his title defence. It's always a potentially risky thing to do, to come back and defend the championship victory, because all of a sudden you've got the big target on your back. But in this race at least, no one's really had a chance to see that target, because he pulled off into a handsome lead within the first couple of laps really, and then checked out, was never seen again by any of the other front runners. So out of the final corner comes Michael Watton, and he is about to see the checkered flag and win round number 1 of the 2018 Speed Group F1000 Championship. He slows to a crawl to celebrate as he takes the checkered flag. There is a big wait back for second place, which should be Paul Butcher, but it only just. Dan Clues stayed right with him there to the end. Confirmation of the result then, a 6.2 second winning margin in the end for Watton over Butcher and Clues. Iyengar is 4th, Adam Walker impressive in 5th ahead of Peter Lag, Robert Bailey 7th and David Wheel in 8th, which again was fairly impressive in the invitational class.
Mike Watton, first win, first race, how satisfying was that?
Yeah, really satisfying. Obviously you come back after last year having won it, and you know, everyone starts from zero again, so to start with a win is I think really important for the year. So car was fantastic start to finish, so yeah, perfect start.
Did you have to do much to the car over the winter?
No, just general upkeep. We put some new bodywork on, maybe took some weight out the car a little bit. We're running a different engine this year, but it's actually same spec as we had last year basically, so yeah, ultimately mechanically we're running pretty much the same package.
Same again in race 2?
Absolutely, be the reverse grid, so a bit of a different kettle of fish, but we'll see what happens.
Good luck for now, go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Race 2 for the BRCC F1000 Championship is about to get underway, and it's reverse grid, so we've got slow guys at the front, quick guys at the back, so it should get interesting. But even more interesting is Dan Klaus here, with his beautiful green F1000 car. Dan, it's a purpose for this. It's for your dad's 70th birthday. Your father, Bob Klaus, he invented supercars, so you've got a good pedigree.
That's right, yeah. As a family, we've been going racing ever since I was a few months old. Dad raced mainly for development for his business, and when he raced, this was always his colour, his logo, and the business logo as well. So as he's 70 in a couple of weeks' time, we thought we'd do something for him.
Brilliant. And it's reverse grid time for the F1000. You looking forward to this?
Yeah, very much so, yeah. The reverse grid always mixes it up a bit. Probably a little bit a case of surviving Paddock Hill Bend and Druid's first lap, and then see where that shakes out from there, and then hopefully make our way towards the sharp end.
Yeah, you got some very quick boys behind you. You're going to be looking in the mirrors or in front of you?
Oh, in front first, and then see where, I'd say after a few laps it'll probably shake out, and hopefully we'll make our way through, and with a bit of luck I'll be towards the front of it.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And with that, I'll hand you up to our race commentator, Andy McEwen.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Well, we'll watch with interest how Dan and also Paul Butcher and Michael Watton, the 3 quick drivers from race 1, get on from towards the back with this reverse grid race. David Wheel and Robert Bailey make up the front row, with Peter Lag and Adam Walker next in line. Then it's Alec Iyengar and Dan Clues on row 3 ahead of Paul Butcher and Michael Watton. Then our 3 retirements from race 1, Elliot Mitchell, Christopher Hill and Dax Ward, line up at the tail end of the field. Green flag waved at the back of the grid. David Wheel will actually be starting from the back, the man who was due to start on pole. He's elected to do that in his slightly slower Mark 4 car, but the lights are out, away we go, and we're on board here with Dax Ward as he heads up towards Paddock Hill Bend. That's Elliot Mitchell in front of us, so these are 2 drivers who did have mechanical issues in race 1, looking to try and make progress. But speaking of making progress, look at Dan Clues. Dan Clues is already into 2nd place from 6th on the grid. Brilliant stuff. There's Michael Watton diving around the outside. He's into 3rd, so both of those 2 making progress. It's Paul Butcher, who didn't get a great start, still stuck down in 5th place. Clues attacks Adam Walker here, though, who is leading the race. So Walker leads, Clues 2nd, and Michael Watton gets a better exit out of Graham Hill, then gets up the inside and looks set to take 2nd position away from Dan Clues as they turn into Surtees. Yes, he does. And so Dan drops down a position, and he will be ruining that already, because with Michael Watton in front of him, is there any chance that he's going to be able to challenge him throughout the rest of the race? If Michael's pace from race 1 yesterday is anything to go by, then in all likelihood that may be the last that Dan sees of him. For the time being, though, Adam Walker is still leading. There goes Paul Butcher up the inside of Alec Iyengar for 4th position as they turn into Paddock Hill Bend, and they get very sideways indeed. So well saved from Butcher. Alec almost got back up the inside into Druids, but Paul does manage to hang on, and he will now start trying to bridge the gap to the top 3. On board with Paul Butcher now. You can can see just up the road actually, contrary to my beliefs, Dan Clues really is taking the fight back to Michael Watton here, potentially because Michael is being held up a bit here by Adam Walker, who, although he's been racing in F1000 since 2006, hasn't had that much experience of running right at the sharp end, and you can see that Michael is a little slower than a little quicker there than Adam as he turned into Clearways and Clark Curve. Michael Watton has steadily improved actually over the last few years. He finished 11th in the championship back in 2014, then he was 7th for the next 2 seasons, 5th in the championship last year, so he is starting to inch his way towards the front of the field. Someone who is described as being the quiet boy sat at the back of the class and sort of slowly working his way forwards to the front, and now really is looking to break through right at the sharp end. Well, if he's going to, this is his chance to prove himself, because he's got the 3 fastest drivers here this weekend breathing down his neck. Watton second, Clues third, and Butcher still a little bit detached in fourth, but closing in slowly. Oh, this looks like it's where Watton's quick though, isn't it? Coming up on the brakes in towards Clearways, you feel that if the move is coming, and surely it must be, that may well be where it happens. Watton in the slipstream now, makes his way up toward Paddock Bend into 6th gear briefly. There are 6 forward gears and the sequential gearboxes of these Superbike engined speed.